It's important, so you gotta speak out. Don't let your chance to be heard pass by. Spare not, let me hear you now. Shout it out real loud. Everybody wake up. Shout it out real loud. Everybody wake up. Wake up. No time for sleeping on the issues. This is Neutral Voices. We gon' deal with the issues. What do you really want, what they want.
Welcome to Neutral Voices. I'm Dr. V, and this is In Depth. And tonight, we are going to go in depth with a question. Is AI stealing our minds? Think about that. Is it stealing our minds? Is it stealing the minds of our youth? So think about what AI looks like in the future. But I personally used to say, oh, I'm afraid of AI, right? I think I was watching too many movies.
Watching too many movies.
Yes. And so which robotic movie or AI movie comes to mind that kind of scares you?
It kind of scares me?
They're kind of, put a little fear in, because some of them were way back when you were young, before we start really talking about AI.
The Terminator.
That's what I was just getting ready to say. Was that the one with the one eye?
Yeah, with
Arnold
Schwarzenegger. The Terminator was one.
Yeah. So you know how they could already put this fear in you.
Right.
So, and then iRobot.
I was going to say iRobot.
Yeah.
You know, so which one you were going to say?
I was actually going to say one that didn't scare me, but it intrigued me. Do y'all remember the $6 Million Man or the Binding
yeah.
Clone?
Oh, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I wanted to be her.
You wanted to be her.
Right, but I was going to say, it seemed like that was the first one.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
I used to love the.
Yeah,
oh, yes. Anyway, thank you for joining us. This is going to be a good conversation. You want to stick around, especially if you're one of those people that's saying, I can't do it. I'm not going to do it. Because I think by the end of this conversation, you're going to change your mind. What y'all think? Okay, so let's bring it to the table. Who's using AI here?
We all are.
Thank you,
Yes.
E. I was going to say, I'm hoping everybody got a little bit of AI in their life and you can share how you're using AI, because some of you are using AI every day and you are not thinking about it. You don't realize it. So let's share it to kind of refresh your memory on how you're using it.
I mean, AI been around for a long time. And one of the simplest ones, because I just had to make a call earlier, and those automated calls, those teleprompt, even now they tell you that it is being operated by AI and things such as that, where they used to didn't tell you. But those teleprompts and those auto calls, those robocalls, all of that has been AI for years that we've been subject and using too.
Answering services and things like that. Yes. And you said you just were using that today.
Yes.
And me too. I forget which restaurant you pull up and it's AI now taking your order. And you like, I want to speak to a human. Period. Let's cut this out. But yes, E, you wanted to share how you are using it?
Everybody use it with the cell phones. That's
that's
flip
your
phone now.
You said who has a flip phone? Anybody out there?
Find
Anybody out there?
I'll pay for one. Who got one? I want one. I want to go back to the flip phone.
I need a burner.
Okay, so E is cell phones. Miss D?
Recently, I've been using it a lot because I'm looking for a job.
Okay.
So I've used it to help with my cover letter and as well as my resume as well. I stole this idea from my daughter to do a menu for the week. And I think I put in chicken with no noodles or something. And it gave me 5 recipes for the week.
Wow.
So that was interesting.
Yeah. I was going to say, so that's one of the things I don't think people realize that they can do is personalize.
Right.
Yeah, what you're looking at. And I heard somebody talking about using AI just as it's, given to you is one thing, but when you begin to personalize the content that's in it, that's when you will actually, I'll say, accept the changes that's coming, and you'll discover all of the things that it can really do. So before we go further into our conversation, I want to go ahead and give the definition for AI, which is artificial intelligence. And everybody's like, we know that by now. So listen to this definition. The simulation of human intelligence processes by machine, especially the computer. Different systems like these different processes include learning, reasoning, and self-correction. And I don't know if y'all remember me talking about the different jobs that's coming in the future, and people need to be equipped to be able to fix the machines. And then somebody said, no, because AI will be able to fix itself. And so, but yes, so that's part of the definition, self-correcting. And so with that, in understanding the definition, then that kind of helps us look at how it all comes together. So if we go into the history of AI, can y'all think of some of the things way, way back that you would associate with AI?
What about when we call? I'm sorry. What about when we call time and temp?
Time and temp, and something came on, which was also automated.
Yeah, I remember.
Okay, and
That's
that
what
was
I
a long
thinking
time
too.
ago, wasn't it?
Yes,
It was.
It still works though.
It still works.
Does
It still works.
It-
It does. It
It
still
does.
works.
okay.
National City. It's
Yep.
called National City Weather. Yeah.
Yeah, it still works.
Well, let me give y'all some of this little history. So not to take you too far back, but I wouldn't have thought of this and that it was this far back. But 1930, 1950, Alan Turing. You ever heard him? Because Clarence, I know you like history. Alan Turing in 1930 to 50s, he was leading a conference, the Dartmouth Conference, and this was somewhere in there, and they had came up with and coined the phrase artificial intelligence. He came out with some mathematical model machine that basically helped you with your math. And so that's where they came up with the artificial intelligence. And then this machine actually could think. So they were trying to program it to see what would happen if machines could actually think. So that was kind of the question. And then Arthur Samuel, the checkers program, teaching you. I don't know if you remember seeing something like that, teaching you how to play checkers. I remember something teaching you how to play chess, etc. But those things, that was in 1952. And then Joseph Weizenbaum came out with the first chat bot named Eliza, not Alexa, which simulated human conversation. And that was in 1966. And this robot, I was going to say young lady, but this robot was actually rephrasing your questions, but you had to input the questions in her back then, and then she would kind of rephrase the questions in order to have a conversation with you. So I would say at this point we have come a long way. Our first AI computer was created by Herbert Simon Allen, and that was also in, I don't know, I lost that date. I lost that. Somewhere it got mixed up, but you have to look that up. Herbert Simon, Alan Newell, and Cliff Shaw created. Those are the creators of the first AI computer. So a little history for that. But harmful or helpful? What do y'all think? In a nutshell, harmful or helpful?
Both.
Both. And I heard somebody say it depends on who's using it.
And who's developing it. Not only using it, who's developing it. Yep.
Yeah.
And what you're using it for.
That's what I'm saying. How and who at this point.
Yes.
Using it and developing it. So let's look at some of the ways that it is actually, I'll say, helpful. So y'all just kind of mentioned some things. How many people using the calendar on their phone for reminders? Or
I don't know
your
my
alarm-
phone, but we have to at work. We have to use our
Your
calendars at work, and it's annoying. But you get popped up. It's on everything. It's on your phone. It's on your computer. You get like 900 notices about. So we have to use those at work.
Yep. So at work, and then the calendars, a whole lot of other things. But so here's some things. Let me just run these things down that you may not be thinking about. It helps with data analyzing data. So think about how much faster nowadays they can do research. I know for some papers I had to write, I actually used the chat GPT to look up some things, and it just helps you. Now, here's the thing. You have to think with it. I'll say it that way. Don't let it think for you.
Yeah.
So if you put the information in and you're asking questions, then keep digging, kind of like you would with your teacher. So your teacher has these things, she say these things to you, and then you don't understand clearly. So what do? You're going to ask another question. So if you continue to engage, then that's going to help you, I'll say, stay connected to the information. No. Otherwise, when you get the information, you can't remember all that stuff.
I'm gonna agree with
that
you.
It spit out.
But I think as we were speaking and you opened as a helpful or harmful, I think that could be harmful as well. And I'm going to say this because in our education system, when my youngest daughter graduated from high school, they were no longer writing papers. They stopped writing papers. Remember, we had to sit in the library, do these research papers, spend a whole half a semester on the research paper.
Oh, so it was an hour long.
Yeah. But now, it's an easy way, and I don't think you're retaining as much when you can
Absolutely.
just put that in there and they give you some. And if you don't trust me to check it, I'm not going to check it. I'm just going to copy and paste it and put it, and that's my work, So I think that steals creativity. I think that, doesn't help with the retention of knowledge and things such as that. So that I can see that being harmful.
It is definitely harmful when you do that, because you just said it. There's no way, and that's what I was saying. If this tool does all the work and does all the research, absolutely, you're not going to be able to stand up and have a conversation about it because you can't remember that much information, especially if you got one of those smart teachers that said, yeah, so now tell me this again in your word, right? So you have to do a written and an oral. So yeah, you could kind of get messed up with that. And so some other things, watch this, with the healthcare industry. It can diagnose, it can go a little deeper. I mean, it can even now, it can actually help the doctors create new drugs based on the findings. So, yeah, so it's helping with that. And then from another perspective with health, how many people have the thing on their phone that counts their steps?
Yeah.
Or you can check your blood pressure. And you can check your heart rate during the day with your cell phone.
That's way too much. I mean, you letting a computer control your life at this point. And there's, like you said, there's no creativity. There's no thought process. Oh, I got to do this. No, I mean, let's be realistic. Let's be realistic about it.
You trust in a computer?
You trust in a computer to say that your heart is failing. Versus being, hey, I need to go to the doctor. Right. You know what I'm saying? I need to take my butt to the emergency room. It's going to get to the point where, I don't feel good. You are having a malfunction in the right ventricle of your heart.
What's the difference in that or somebody that can check their blood pressure with the blood pressure cuff at home or check their
I mean, I have one at home, but I'm not finna sit here and rely on my cell phone to do everything they're trying to get your cell phone to do at this point. I mean, you got to understand at what point do we say, okay, let's think of logically. Let's think of reality. You know what I'm saying? If my grandmother lived to be 97 years old without all of this, let's make it make sense.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But and to counter that, I do see some, and I think it's weird. I think it's weird. Those new ultrasounds.
Yeah.
That, I mean, you can actually see, like, remember the old ultrasound? You just saw this little
Now they got the 3D.
It's 3D. You can see the face. You can
for the baby.
Yeah. Oh. I mean, it's crazy. It's kind of scary too.
I don't think I want to see that.
Right.
I mean, it helps. I mean, I had to have an ultrasound on my pancreas, and it shows a better detail of if something's actually going wrong with it. Yeah. I mean, some of the stuff, don't get me wrong, some of the artificial intelligence is well needed. Right. Mm-hmm. But then you got the artificial intelligence, if you put it in a bad person's hands, that can manipulate it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
And take it from the right field all the way to the left field, and then some, now we got a problem. There's no at this point. There's no balancing acts as far as controlling it, because at this point anybody can get on there and run numbers and do what they need to do. And guess what? I'm scamming you, and me.
Yeah.
Right. I was going to say, so from that perspective, you're right, because there is a whole lot of negatives to one, the breach of privacy. I'm going to say that one for sure. People feel like it's I Spy. You know, you like, let me put my phone in the kitchen because I don't want it near me. Right. So, so definitely. But what does it say? Artificial intelligence. It can do it and share your data so quickly from this person to this place, this company, all across the world in a matter of seconds.
Yeah. Because like when, what is it? Alexa, the little Alexa thing.
Yes.
When they say it's listening.
Yes.
Because it'll do like a little chime, and I'm like, what is it listening?
Yeah.
So I unplug it.
Yeah.
I mean, not that I have just anything to hide, but why are you listening? To
right.
And who's listening?
Right.
You know, and you know that's the thing. You know, who's listening? Alexa, they say Alexa, the smart TVs. People say the smart TVs, the interactive TVs. A lot of people got rid of them because they said, you know, they didn't trust the camera, like your computer camera. People, you know, say with your computer camera now you can cover your computer camera. You know, so because people are, you know, and those are, I agree with parts of artificial intelligence. People can get into and misuse and all kinds of things.
Right. I think the worst thing I heard was, I think, Clarence, you shared the story about the young man that had committed suicide.
Yes.
And they were saying that the chat GPT kind of assisted him in some information that led to, and I can't really speak to that factually. I'm sure they, you know, have all of their facts as far as the attorney and what they're actually standing on. But then I challenged the chat GPT myself in asking a whole lot of questions surrounding suicide just to see what I can get and to see if I can get it to kind of flow with that conversation with me. But it did not entertain the idea at all. It just continued to redirect me to, you can get help. You are not alone. There's someone you can talk to. And it just kind of continued. And I twisted it all kind of ways. Yeah. So
well, I in doing and looking at it, and I know you got places to go, but you just brought something to my memory, and I was looking. It's being used now there's people that are building relationships with like chat bots and different things. They're not having human interaction or human connections. They're these chat bots, and they're having, because you can have these conversations, you can have, and I thought that was the weirdest thing. I was like, you would, there's nobody there but you and this, you know,
and
but
deeply engaged and almost rushing home to have this conversation. And so that's another thing. And so there's so many other. I'm not making
that up. I got something on my brain. I was like, it might be almost better than
because you can shut it off.
You can shut him up.
I knew it. I knew somebody was
I'm
like
just
that.
Well, I was thinking to create Mr. Davana, Mr. who I want him to be.
Okay, I got
I'm
you.
just saying that.
Shut him up.
I mean, and guess what? I can have a conversation with you, and at the end of the day, hey, I ain't got nothing else to say. You can shut up, and guess what? I'm going about my business.
You just said what you did.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, hey.
Okay. and with that, and knowing, with language traveling, I'll say that's the one that I feel like, oh, thank God, because if you are in a foreign, you know, country or whatever,
translator.
At least you do have the translator. So imagine without that.
Yeah, but you got to speak clearly on those.
You
No, seriously. We use them at work, and if you don't speak clearly, they're going to put
different stuff.
Yeah, and they're going to look at you like, "What you say?"
What you call me?
And then you read English as, you know, what you intended to say and what they said you said. No, it ain't
the same.
It ain't the same.
Yeah. Okay, exactly. Okay, so I'm going to know, you just mentioned work. So how does it work with, you know, with job management or the workplace?
Well, it depends on what line of work you're in. Like, you mentioned the calendars. There's many different things like writing things, and you can write out things, or you can put in Chat GPT or other these things. You can put in your idea, and it'll generate, you know, what it is. Even like logos and things. You can type in, I have an idea of a logo, and you just got to word it out with your logo, and it can come out and it can do.
And you've actually had some pop out that you would use?
Yes.
Okay.
I tested it. I don't want
I've
to be
seen some come out. You be like, now what's this?
Yeah.
This ain't even making sense.
You got to have a full understanding instead of being biased. So I tested it and checked some things out. But then there's places where it takes away from things, and it's dangerous. I can tell you that. And I don't mean dangerous as harmful, but then, it could cost people different things, because if you look at it, I don't know if y'all been paying attention, like on Facebook and different things, they're like movie trailers, and you think this movie is coming out. People are taking
near coming out.
Nowhere near coming out. It's not even a movie. People have taken these, ideas and, scripted things and made it look like a movie and put it, and then, music. Now I could go in and I can use my voice that I'm using, but I can go in and I can use programs and I can say, sound like Usher, but it's me.
Yeah.
And then I can put out a song that sounds like Usher, and Usher have nothing to do with it.
The song.
But, I'm putting it out. So that's why I say dangerous, because you can impact people's income. You can sway people differently. But there's places where it's safe, where AI is being used in the workplace. SWAT teams now are using it, and Army people are using like these mechanical dogs and all these machines that's going in in dangerous situations, and they're being able to go in and pull people out and do different things. Even in general factories, sometimes stuff that need to be lifted, stuff that need to be precisionally, hit on point. AI is doing that, so it's making jobs easier. It's making productivity easier.
It's making jobs easier, but it's also taking a lot of jobs.
That's the downfall too.
So AI is taking jobs left and right, because now if I could train a robot and to do what 6 people, I was paying 6 people to do, and only need one person to man that robot.
Yeah.
And you got 6 people out of a job. Now we're looking for jobs, which, in my line of work, where I work, one of my job, we kind of need, AI on a couple parts of our line, because you can't touch the stuff that's coming out, because it'll burn you.
Right.
But then again, you still need the extra people around, because robot can't flip some of the stuff over. You know what I'm saying? So you need the human beings to flip stuff over, but it's literally taking jobs. Walmart, less checkout lane, more self checkout.
Walmart, please bring back cashiers.
In one of my things about there, when you check out in the self checkout, and you walking out the door,
you don't discount. You use your employee discount.
No, I don't. They want you to. Can I see your receipt? And I'll tell them, if you wanted to see my receipt, you should have been at the checkout line.
You're trying to make sure you didn't use your employee discount.
No, if you want to make sure I ain't use my employee discount,
You should have checked me.
You should have checked me out. Yeah. So it just is good and bad, but at the end of the day, it's all about how you use AI.
Yeah,
that's all it boils down, is how you use AI. Is it useful for certain things, and certain things is not. The lack of creativity, for one, it also makes us lazy.
Oh, for sure.
So we can't function. So if I got an idle mind, guess what? Guess who's dancing in it?
And I'm glad you said that, because then at that point it leads to more people having dementia, because they were talking about, as you begin to rely on this tool for thinking, and you stop using your critical thinking portion of your brain, and the brain that helps you make the side of your brain that helps you make decisions, and etc., that more people will have dementia in the future. And so when you start thinking, I'd be thinking like, oh no, I don't, it kind of puts you in a position right now where you like, okay, I've been using GPT, but after I was hearing that, I start thinking, you know what, everything I can think of on my own, let me do it.
Yes.
Use it for the hard stuff, to dig up all of the heavyweight information, the heavyweight research, but then challenge it and go a little bit further, and don't just rely on that. Let Chat GPT and those other AI tools help you educate yourself. Because if you read all this content now and you begin to do the research to see if it's true, And you dig a little deeper and see now where did that come from, and then you continue to do that. Now you find that you are more educated before you even prompt it, right? And so depending on the way you prompt it, if you keep that prompt to basic, you know, that will also steer your information and the data that you get. So with that, I was just going to say, you brought up something that was real important, and the people are starting to do that more. I seen on Facebook how they using them little babies and they putting those voices in. So yeah, it's funny, it's hilarious. But then when you really look at the other side of that and be thinking somebody could use my face,
right,
and put words in my mouth,
right,
and just like you were saying about the actors or whoever, these trailers. Denzel doing right now probably about 15 different movies. I was like, now how Denzel got time to do all these different movies? You know, and it's false information. So that's a negative, is the information, the misinformation that you get from AI can get you in trouble. You are here saying stuff that's just totally false.
Yeah. Well, and not only that, you mentioned the babies and things like that. And the misinformation. I can take your whole, you know, you can take a video clip from our show and we got clips of your voice. And all I got to do is clip different words in your voice. And, you know, I read somewhere that they're doing it to seniors where, you know, they'll play a voice of,
don't be giving people no ideas.
No, I mean, no, it's already out here. It's already out here.
Spoiler alert.
Well, they're playing, like, they'll send a voice recording. You get a call, Doc V, this is your niece so and so. I'm stuck in Oklahoma. My car broke down. I need X amount of $1,000. I need you to, you know, send it to this place right here. You thinking you're gonna save your niece, and it's your niece's voice as you think of it on the phone. So you send this money to your niece or your nephew or somebody, and they find out it's somebody in, you know, Istanbul that you actually sending the money
my goodness.
to.
Yeah, that's scary.
Yeah, so I mean, it's real. Again, it's the user and how it's being used. But you know, the scams have been around before AI. Yeah. The scammers are just, you know, finding
more
better
scamish.
Finding better tools to scam.
Can I use that word?
Scamish. It's going to be one now.
Scamish.
Yeah.
Well, let me give you a few stats because I was looking at, you know, how many people are really using Chat GPT. So just looking, because, you know, it's been around for a long time and some people just finding out about it just today. 7% of people use it daily. That's a low number, right? That's what I'm thinking, especially now, because I know it's been. Right. Somebody gonna be like, girl, it's been out a lot longer than that. But I'm saying in my life, I know it's been out at least 6 years. So I'm thinking, 5 or 6, right? So I'm saying, and I'm basing that on a conference I went to a whole long time ago. But so 7% of people are using it daily, while another survey, and they're saying that just trying to get the data, it's all over the place right now. But so eventually they'll get it because AI gonna be the one to get it. But they're saying it's too soon to see. But while another survey states that 59.3% people are using it monthly, and the Pew Research found that 1/3 of United States adults have used it at least at some point, maybe one time. But according to this particular, it's Backlinko, if anybody want to look at these stats, 11% of U.S. users reported using it weekly, while the Pew Research, now watch this for people in different ages, adults under 30 most likely to have used it, and that's 58%, while the age is dropping 10%, 65 and older. So people that's 65, I'm sorry to tell you, it is not going anywhere. It is here to stay. So you might want to actually start with Chat GPT, because I'm going to say it's easy, right? When you say it's easy to use, and then there's so many other features connected to it. So if you just go to the one prompt, then it is what it is. But if you actually go behind the scene and you start looking at all the other things it can do, it can actually be helpful. I like, Ms. D, how you said, even just for a recipe, looking up simple recipes and things like that. So start with something small.
I just when she said recipes and she was talking about,
You
I had a
looking like, is
question,
she
but we're gonna
cooking?
talk about this off air. It's a whole other conversation.
I think I know where we're going.
Okay.
I read his mind.
Yeah,
You-
no,
you
it's a whole
already
other
know.
conversation.
Okay.
Her and recipes, we had a whole other conversation. So I want to know what she looking at recipes
I give
for.
it to him.
Oh, okay. I get it now. You like recipes
this
and
for
you're
me.
not cooking. But and I say that to keep it light because some people do have a fear of the future of artificial intelligence. And so you have to find something that's gonna kind of make it okay for you to start digging around. Even like sometimes people paying their bills and things like that is helpful if you have the app. So some people are like, no, I don't want to put any apps on my phone. But a lot of times those apps do make it really convenient for you to take care of some of your business.
Especially now that we've taken a personal aspect out of our world. After COVID, none of us want to be personal. So I think, it does help a lot of people. And a lot of people, COVID made more people hermits than anything. And I know they're not coming out and, they're comfortable now.
Right.
I mean, DoorDash, all of that. So more people are in it. But listening to your stats, and I was wondering were those U.S. stats, because I'm going to tell y'all, researching this, the United States is behind.
U.S. And that's what I was going to say.
AI, they are totally, but China is living like in a year 3000 right
That's
about
right.
now. I mean, seriously, they use AI for a whole lot. They even have AI in education, where from kindergarten to whatever the higher level, even in universities, they have the AI curriculum that you have to study something with AI to graduate
And
out
you
of
said
their-
this is what country?
in China.
In China.
They have like all their vending machines. They have vending machines for everything. You can get ramen. You can type in what you want, ramen. It comes out. I mean, everything. China is, and they embrace it. They actually have a government initiative pushing AI. So the U.S., that's why I say the fear, I guess it's, where you from or what you believe. But China, they are embracing and they are pushing AI, and they're trying to utilize from bus system, from street workers to everything. I mean, they have, look it up. Watch videos in China right now.
I'm going to tell you like this. The only difference about AI is good, but just think if the system's shut down.
That's true too.
We got to look at from that standpoint, where people get so used to using AI and not realize won't even know how to function without it. And the idiot we got in office, if he decided to say AI offends him, they'll shut everything. Get rid of it. So it's still
I
use
think
it.
he is artificially intelligent.
And, but
I'm sorry.
That's a good one.
Can't go wrong with that one. Using AI is a good function of a part of life, but the main part of life is you have AI. It's not even AI. You have your own brain muscle, your own brain power, and it works just as well as AI.
Just like with our phones. If we don't have our phone, we don't know what to do. We don't know nobody's phone number.
No.
We don't know what time we got to be somewhere. No. We don't know how to do anything without your cell phone.
So you
Same
have
thing.
So
Don't
you have
know
to learn.
appointments,
I
don't
would
know
say
that.
like this, and I do it when I get home. I toss my phone off to the side. I'm cool. I can sit in my garage and just be at peace. Give me a cigar and a sap, and I'm good. Because the simple fact, we too busy. We rely on this. We don't have time to sit down and have a creative thought.
I think that's the consensus of what we're saying, and that's what I say is most harmful, because it's taking the human parts out of a whole lot of things. Are we replaceable? It seems like that.
Yeah.
Also in China, what I was reading as well, they are actually researching and trying to utilize the use of actual robots for like cleaning. You got the broom? Is that the little iRobot? Yeah, vacuum. But they are actually looking for humanoids. I was watching, they had humanoid robots playing a soccer game. It's like
You said the humanoid, they look like humans.
Yeah,
like,
and built like humans. They operate like humans, and they move, and they were playing soccer games. So yeah, the danger. Some of the movies might be foretelling. Some of them might be science
or the
fiction.
cartoon.
So,
I remember the Jetsons.
Yeah,
I was just getting ready to say that's what it seems like, especially for people that may have a smart home,
Mm-hmm.
it would just be the Jetsons.
Yes.
So if you don't know what the Jetsons is,
You showing your
you're-
age.
I was going to say, excuse me, but that means you probably weren't born until 2000. But so you have to look that up and check it out, and you'll see the future. And it would be all on the Jetsons.
Yes.
Any other shows that you can remember that kind of take you back there? Was it Mork and Mindy was doing something crazy?
Yeah.
They what was that?
Mark
Something
was
else?
an alien.
Yeah, he was an alien.
Scary stuff. Don't watch it. No, but I'm sure there's some other stuff that I can't think of as far as movie. It couldn't just
What
be
was
the
that?
Jetsons.
What was the one? It was a TV show. I was a kid. The little man made the little girl robot. What was the name of that show? He was a. Oh man.
I know Star Wars had a lot of robots.
Yeah,
Or
but
had
no,
some
it
robots.
was.
Talking about Vicky.
Yes. What was the name of that show?
I don't remember. I know what you're talking about, but I don't understand.
Well, you said
I
that.
remember
Yeah.
the show.
Okay. Well, all I can tell y'all is here. It ain't going anywhere, and we need to know all about it. So, buckle up and see what the future holds for us. I can tell you this in closing: incorporating AI tools in our daily routines can enhance your productivity. You mentioned that, your convenience, and your quality of life. Believe it or not. Thank you for joining us. This is Neutral Voices. And before we leave you, E, what do we tell our people?
Always protect your mind.
A podcast by Neutral Voices Media.
Count your opinions important, so you gotta speak out. Don't let your chance to be heard pass by. Let me hear you now, crowd. Shout it out real loud. Everybody wake up. Shout it out real loud. Everybody wake up. Wake up. No time for sleeping on the issues. This is Neutral Voices. We gon' deal with the issues. Wake up.